let's get this demo day going. So thank you all for joining us today. This is the second demo day of Gross Law Firm for the year of 2022. My name is Yarden, and I'm our high-tech biz dev manager, and I'm super excited to have us with here. I hope you have, up till now, a great summer, and still ahead of us is August, so enjoy wherever you are. And thank you again for taking the time to join us again. We have with us today 5 exciting startups that are going to pitch and present their exciting activity to you. And I'm very excited to have all of you here, also the panelists. So before we start, I want to invite Dr. Eyal Shenav, head of our high-tech and venture capital practice, to say a few things.
Hey, thank you, Yarden. Thank you. Maybe you can just let me share the screen for 1 second. Okay. So again, thank you everyone for joining us for this demo day. Thank you, Yarden, for putting this together. This is an opportunity to tell everyone that Yarden is actually moving to New York next week, and she's going to do our business development in New York and hopefully connect us to interesting startups, all of us, in New York City. So thank you and good luck. She's going to stay part of Gross, but in a different time zone. So that's update. I also wanted to update everybody that we published a report a few weeks ago. It's called the 2021 Investors Report, but it also has a lot of information about 2022. And invite all of you to read it. Basically, in the report, we have a lot of information. You see here, we have the information about the top 20 Israeli VC funds, how much money was raised by VCs in Israel in 2015 to 2021. One of the highlights of the report, which showed a lot of interest in the press, was which funds are most active, which funds made the most investments in 2021. And we have it by categories, large VCs, medium-sized VCs, micro VCs, and foreign VCs, so interesting information. Not to keep you too much in suspense, so the most active fund in Israel in 2021 was Insight Partners. We used 37 investments, and we were proud as Gross to represent them in all 37, so it was a very great client and great year for us and for them. And many other, I think, very interesting information about, for example, which verticals are the most popular among VCs, partly publicly traded partnerships, corporate venture capital funds. So a lot of information in this report. And again, if anyone wants to get a copy, obviously you can email Yarden or get it from our website. And without too much more, I would like to kick off this demo day. I don't remember which number it is, Yarden, probably number 10 or so, I don't know, something like that.
I think even 12, maybe.
So thank you and for joining everyone, and take it from here, 5 interesting companies which are joining us. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Eyal. So let's start this demo day. I will briefly go over the instructions for all of our attendees, and the new ones and the ones that we already know, and I can recognize some names here, and I'm happy to see you. So each panelist, please, all the panelists, you can open your cameras for a second. I'll present you in a minute. But this is how it goes. Each panelist will have 6-7 minutes to present their activity and then answer some questions. So if you have any questions, please feel free to share it via the chat or the Q&A box. And I'll make sure to read it out loud once the pitch is over. So I see we're missing Gilad. If you can just open your camera for a second so I can present all of you. But we have here today with us, so Gilad just joined us. Gilad, the CEO of Binsight. Binsight is an AI system that turns consumers' garbage into consumption data that grocery retailers use to predict customers' future purchases. Super interesting. Then we have Yoav, the CEO of Sphereo Sound, that created Mixit, a technology-driven social music network. And I'm very excited to have you with us today. We have here also women power. So Noa is here, the founder and CEO of The5Starz, that improves conversion rates for e-retailers by creating authentic content with regular people and not influencers. So that's very interesting as well. We have Bar Reuven, co-founder and CEO of Dishare. If some of you remember, Bar was supposed to join our last demo day, but he had some exciting news going on, so he's here with us today. Dishare is a personalized culinary health sensitivity platform based on social network, crowdsourcing, and AI. So Bar, I'm happy you could join us today. And last but not least, we have Dvir, the CEO of Nando Drone, that turns the model of site security upside down by using autonomous drones. So thank you again, guys, for joining us today. And let's start with the first speech of this event. Gilad.
Hey, wait a second. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Great. So I will share my screen. Hey, nice to meet you. I'm Gilad Mor Hayim. I'm Binsight CEO. I have like more than 10 years of experience leading tech companies and successful startups. I founded with my partner Binsight about a year ago. I'll share with you more about Binsight. So
I'm stopping you for a second because we can't see your screen, unfortunately. I can't see the presentation. I'm just having a black.
You can't see it?
No, I can't.
Let's try now.
If you can maybe share again.
I will try again.
Perfect. Now we can see it.
Yes. Great. So in Binsight, we founded it about a year ago. Binsight actually turns consumers' garbage into consumption data that grocery retailers, focus on online grocery retailers, are actually using in order to understand when their customers are about to make their next purchase. And by having that information, they increase their customers' engagement and retention, and by the end of the day, increasing their customers' lifetime value by more than 40%. In parallel to that, using our unique technologies, including AI and machine learning capabilities, combined with core behavioral tools that's supported by Professor Dana Veri, that is part of the company, we're actually helping consumers, people, to better manage their inventory and actually control and manage their inventory. It means that they know what they currently have at home, what they need to buy, what they usually buy and consume, and what they usually buy and not consume eventually. And by being transparent to that data, we're helping them to decrease their food waste by more than 50%. The thing is that today, people, consumers, are actually triggered to make a purchase whenever something is missing, whenever they have a shortage. For example, whenever you wake up in the morning and you don't have your milk, so you go downstairs and buy one, even if you usually buy online, right? The thing is that at that moment, you as a consumer, you lose money because it's more expensive. You lose convenience, of course, and time. But at the same moment, the retailer, the online retailer, actually lose another purchase. Aggregating all those purchases, the retailers are losing 40% of their potential revenue. I'm talking about 40% in a $700 billion US market. So what they're actually doing? They're doing two main things. The first thing is they are spending a lot of money, about $250 billion a year on marketing, in order that me and you will think about them whenever we're actually planning our next purchase. The problem here is whenever, for example, my son is screaming on the floor that he wants his chocolate milk, so I don't care about any retailers and actually going downstairs and buy things. The second thing is that they understood that convenience is the most important thing for consumers. So they minimize the delivering time from 2 days to 1 day, even now to 15 minutes. And we say,
your slides are not moving. I don't know if you're trying to move the slides while you talk.
no, I'm not trying. It's just the background.
Okay.
I will change
There was a
it later.
question in the.
Okay, so they try to minimize the time, and we ask if it's so important to you, and I guess it is convenience. So why not yesterday? Why you want your customer that you already paid a lot of its user acquisition to eventually go downstairs and buy in your competitors? But the problem is that all the retailers' resources are focused and spent on one thing, which is called the point of sale. And we came up, which is receipt and things like that. And we came up with a new point of view, which called the point of need. The point of need is actually a physical point, which placed in our bins, and it tells us a full story about the user consumption behavior. It shares with us a lot of data about whatever he usually consumes and what is not, and what to buy, for example. And the thing is that today, in a hybrid world, whenever 1 week you're working entirely from home and the other one entirely from the office, retailer cannot base anymore on point of sale statistics if they actually want their customer retention and engagement. They need something else. They need another agent. And this is exactly the point of need that we are providing. So how does it actually work? So next time you're doing your purchase from the online retailer, you get this box. Once you unbox it, you'll find this sensor. You install it on your bin with that adapter. And it's actually, this adapter is not interacting to the nylon bag, and every product that you throw through the sensor, we actually recognize. I'm not talking, of course, about scanner or a barcode scanner, sorry. I'm talking about pure machine learning and AI capabilities. So on one hand, we know what goes into your home because we are the retailer. They are the one that actually providing this service. And on the other hand, we know what goes out because we are the sensor. It means that consistently we are tracking the consumer's inventory, and on the fly, we are updating the consumer's future shopping list. And at the moment, whenever we figure out that a super essential product is about to run out, super essential product is a product that triggers people to leave everything and go downstairs and buy things. So whenever we figure it out, we send a push notification to the consumer and tell them, hey, it's time to make a purchase. Otherwise, you won't have your cheese cream, for example, in 2 days from now. So we ran a pilot with 23 households, and we got an amazing result. Once we install it with the sensor and with our app, we get an 80% conversion rate between a suggestion for a purchase of a super essential product to real purchase. And of course, not just this product, but the entire list. And with that thing, we went to the retailers. The first time we thought that the retailers will be our distribution channel. But whenever we got them, they say, hey, like Gilad, whatever you have here is a marketing tool for us. You actually know to hook consumers whenever they really need something before they actually know. And if you can think about it, today there is a consumer that initiate the purchase process, and the retailer are trying to minimize time to it. And the CPGs, the suppliers, doing the same. If you can just take back the consumer demand back in time, we're doing a great thing. And this is exactly what we are doing. So with that thing, we got several LOIs from global top retailers in the world, and we're moving forward. Today, we are fundraising $3 million, where part of it is already committed by in the safe from a US family office and Israeli angels. And that's it. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Gilad. I have a question because I saw your presentation was super fast and very, very minimalized. So I want to ask a question. First of all, what's the differences between Binsight and its competitors? You know, I know there are solutions today in the market, but personally, I'm not very familiar with them. So
I will share with you about those competitors. So there is several of them. One, everybody can think about the smart fridge, for example, that actually tells you what you have in your fridge. So first thing, if you're talking about their technology, so they don't really know how to recognize product in their fridge. We talked with several of them. The second thing, that most of the product are not in the fridge, they are in the pantry and other places. So you cannot actually provide a full solution for consumers. And if you are talking about a go-to-market and scale, so fridge are very expensive. It's about like $8,000 per unit. And whenever we're thinking about like the frequency that people are actually replacing fridge, so it's also about between 7 to 10 years. So the growth market is very slow. You can think about Alexa, about like Alexa, which is the voice, I forgot like its title, smart speaker, sorry. So smart speakers, but again, you can talk to Alexa, you can tell her, hey, Alexa, I want, I don't know, like ketchup, for example. But Alexa, it's important to understand that Alexa is an assistant. It's assistant for us. It means that we have to cooperate with it. And you don't want to miss things, for example, that if, for example, in the night your son is actually throwing something to the garbage, I really doubt that he actually mentioned that he just threw a cheese 5% fat with onions, for example. So this is why it is competitor, but it's not doing the same. We need to have a very specific, precise data about what people consume in order to provide this service.
Thank you.
We are running a little over time on your session, but just very briefly, what stage are you in? What are you raising? And just give us a very one sentence answer on that one.
So I mentioned it. We are fundraising $3 million, $500,000 in a safe. That half of the safe is already committed by a U.S. family office and an Israeli angel, and we are continuing now with this process.
Thank you. And the product is ready, right? Like it's being.
There is a product. We ran it on a pilot. Of course, we are continuing to develop like every company, but yes, there is a product.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Gilad.
Thank you for the opportunity. Bye.
Bye. Thank you. I want to invite Yoav, the CEO of Sphereo, to join us now.
Let me share my screen.
Perfect.
Okay, can you see it?
Yes.
Good. Okay, thank you, everyone. Hello, everyone. Thank you for zooming in. My name is Yoav. I'm the CEO and founder of Sphereo, creator of Mixit. And it's stuck. No, okay. Mixit is a social music network. It's a mobile application for Android and iOS, which allows users to create musical experiences. Musical experiences is everything that starts with what is known as karaoke, singing experiences, but it's not just that, it's a lot more than that. It doesn't end there. It allows users to recompose, to recreate, to restyle any song they want, and to do that in a social network, a community where they can share their creations, get feedback, or get famous in ways that can be very, very creative. The unique thing about Mixit is that it has some very deep technologies under the hood. The three main ones are genre swap technology that allows users to change in real time on a mobile device the style of any song. You take a rock song, you turn it into a pop song. You take a pop song, you can turn it into classical music, basically creating unique cover songs. Real-time music separation technology allows us to take any song and allows the user, while the song is playing in real time, to separate elements from this song. So for instance, remove the original singer from the song as the song is playing. And a 3D surround audio technology, which allows users to experience music in full 3D, full surround sound all around them, but using standard headphones, all done automatically in real time on a mobile device. Now, these technologies are patented. Some patents are patent pending, some already registered. Recognition for the innovation was received from the Israeli Innovation Authority that gave us an innovation grant. From SoundHub, it's a Danish accelerator specializing in music. Amazon's accelerator Floor 28, and most recently, Mixit became a part of TikTok for Startups Accelerator, where we're collaborating with TikTok in matters related to marketing. Now, time is really short, but I do want to show you a quick demo of at least one of the technologies that we're doing. I will demonstrate the genre swap technology, which is, as I said, extremely unique. No one else is doing it. And what you'll see now is a user from our app she'll start by singing the original song. It'll be very quick because time is short. She'll be singing the original version. And then you'll see how with a click of a button, automatically, instantly, in real time, she basically changes the song, changes the music into other genres. Suddenly it's Middle Eastern, suddenly it's techno, etc. Maybe for some of you, the video will be choppy because it's over Zoom, but you'll be able to hear the audio.
You don't wanna see me dancing with somebody. If you wanna believe that anything can stop me, don't show up, don't come out, don't stop caring about me now. Walk away, you know how. Don't stop caring about me now. Are you the guy who tried to help me with the world? That took some time to survive you. I'm better on the other side.
To do that without Mixit, she would have needed a sound engineer. She would have needed technical experience. She would have needed equipment and knowledge, and Mixit does that automatically in real time and allows a lot of creative freedom. Now, the business model is a freemium model. The app is basically free to download, but some of the features are free, but some features require a tier, which requires payment. This is a monthly subscription. A monthly subscription gives unlimited usage for $15 a month subscription fee. From other apps in the industry, we know that we know the amount of users that end up converting from free users to monthly paying subscribers. And what you see here is our estimates for 2024. Based on an estimate of 50 million users, 700,000 of those will be converted into paying users. This is about 2% conversion ratio, maybe even a little less here. And based on that estimate, we see roughly $50 million in subscription revenue in 2024. And in addition to that, we see another revenue stream, which is gifting. Gifting was up till recently the #1 revenue stream for TikTok. It's basically in-app purchases where users send virtual gifts to one another, and it's an in-app purchase. It costs them money. That was the forecast for 2024. Basically, we have yearly projections. The revenue is a percentage of the monthly active users. So as we grow the monthly active users, we see a growth in revenue projections, and that's just taking into account subscription fees and gifting. That right now even does not include other potential revenue streams like advertisements, which TikTok is also doing, and potential for B2B partnerships, karaoke companies, etc., etc. In the competition, there are a few big apps in the karaoke singing experience world. They offer only very basic singing, no audio effects, no special experiences. All these apps are old school apps, have been around for about 10 years. They're like the Facebook generation of apps, very old, didn't show any particular innovation over the past few years. And they have a lot of users. Smule, that is mentioned here, for instance, has over 100 million users, and 2 million of those are monthly active subscribers that pay a $15 a month subscription fee. Mixit offers a much better experience than the existing apps, using our unique technologies that are extremely hard to replicate or duplicate. We already have a community that's growing, and we're ready to start. We're now at a stage where we're ready to start marketing and start serious growth. In the team, I'm Yoav. I have a PhD in computational neuroscience. I studied computer science and neuroscience. I've spent many years developing unique computer algorithms. With me in the team is Dana, my chief product, with experience and deep understanding in mobile applications such as TikTok, etc. We've just now hired the services of Moburst, an end-to-end marketing company, to lead our marketing efforts. They have worldwide recognition. They do marketing for Playtika, for Uber, among others. And Daniel Levine, our VP R&D, more than 20 years of experience. He manages our mobile developers. In his last 5 startups, he had 5 consecutive exits. So he's sort of our mascot. That's it.
Thank you, Yoav. Super detailed. I see we have one question in the chat. How do you deal with issues of copyright? So I know you mentioned some competitors, so it's a mutual problem, but if you can just elaborate.
Very good question. So we have in the team, I didn't mention it, but the 4 people you saw on the slide is not the entire team. There are 20 employees, one of which is in-house legal, and we take copyright issues very, very seriously. We have agreements in place with Warner Music, with Cobalt, and with BMG, the biggest names in publishing, and we have special contracts with them that are karaoke contracts that allow music to be streamed in the apps. Royalties are very small, unfortunately for the artists, but good for us. And that's the business. They have like template for contracts such as these, and that's it.
Perfect. Thank you. Thank you, Yoav. So if we don't have other questions, I want to invite Noa from The5Starz.
Hi guys, let me share my screen. Can you see?
Yes, perfect.
Cool. So hi, my name is Noa Gadot, and I'm the CEO and founder of The5Starz. For most of my career, I was in high-level marketing positions for brands like the Coca-Cola Company, L'Oreal, Estée Lauder. And we had one main pain point in the marketing field, and that was conversion rates. For example, e-retailers are spending a whopping $15 billion on marketing content. And for some reason, they are settling for a conversion rate of only 2.6%. Why is that? Because people are lacking trust in online content. 30% of reviews online today are fake. They can be bots, they can be content writers, and 45% of influencer profiles are fake. And when you think about it, I mean, can you really trust someone that you know is being paid by the brand to tell you the brand's messages? Probably not. And so our solution is creating trustworthy content at scale by connecting brands with real people. These are people that are just like you and me. We call them contributors, and that can generate an uplift in 30% in conversion rates. So we're building an end-to-end platform with 4 main touch points. The first one is the brief, where we're understanding the brand's needs and we're assisting them in creating a compelling story. And then we're matching that brief with the relevant target contributors. And once they are matched, the contributors receive the products, try them out, and then they move on to the content creation phase. And so content creation is the #1 pain point. When you think about it, creating content with an influencer is super hard and frustrating. And so when you're doing that with a real person, it gets 10 times harder and more frustrating. There's a lot of back and forth. And so we're assisting real people to create high quality content with minimum iterations, with a platform that basically assists them in live production. For example, you can open the camera and it's going to tell you, you're too close, you're too far, don't forget to smile. A lot of people don't remember to smile. The lighting isn't good enough, and so on and so forth. And so once the content is approved, it is deployed and managed in the media, where we can gain data and offer analytics so that we can continue and improving the next brief. Our market, basically, if we're looking at content spend in the US, it's a $15 billion market. We are targeting the health and wellness sector, and specifically cosmetics, which is a $275 million industry, mostly because I come from there. So I understand these guys inside and out. I want to show you an example of what our content looks like.
This is the Cosmic from Romelia Hair, and it's a daily hair serum. And I've only actually gotten the chance to use it twice, but it's made this huge difference. My hair is so much smoother, and I'm actually out here in the rain, and it's not frizzing up on me. It's doing amazing, and it's really easy to use. Actually really thrilled with it. I can't wait to use it more and let you know how that goes.
So traction, we have 40 paying clients from the US, the UK, and Israel. We have done a case study with our clients for Smashbox. We showed 30% uplift in sales. For a different brand, we showed a 20% uplift in traffic when they used Outbrain with our content. And we have a community of over 20,000 contributors in all those countries. So our business model is basically a SaaS model, and we have different pricing for different size businesses. For the small businesses, it's around $500 per month, mid-size $2,500, and large enterprises for about $5,000. And then the pieces of content change appropriately. So our roadmap, we just joined an accelerator. We're looking for a pre-seed investment, and within a month, we hope to have our MVP. Within a year, we're looking for a seed investment. And then by Q4, hopefully we will have a platform with full AI capabilities. And by Q6, we expect to have a headcount of 20 and 200 monthly clients. So this is our team. I presented myself, Oded Korichoner is our chairman and co-founder, Eran Dorot, our CTO, and the lovely Zohar is our community manager. And altogether, we have over 50 years of experience in business and tech. Thank you guys so much.
Thank you, Noa. I see we have one question, and then I'll ask mine because I'm super interested in something. But how can you make sure that your influencers are real?
First of all, we don't call them influencers at all because they're actually, they're not posting to social at all. They are basically not influencing anybody. All the content is sent to the brands. And then the brand deploys it. By the way, all the content is 100% authentic. We do not tell people what to say ever. And so, anyone can join. Anybody can join the platform, but why would they not say the truth? Do you understand what I mean? We're giving them free products to try out and tell everyone what they really think in an effort to create an atmosphere of authenticity. Why would anybody lie, basically?
Thank you. Yeah, that's super interesting. I think I just missed the number, so I'll ask it, and then if you can just refer to the slide. But what's the conversion rate you were able to achieve for your clients?
So we have 30% conversion rate for e-commerce. If we're looking at social media, then our content can convert 300% on clicks. And like I said, Outbrain for traffic to the site, then we have an uplift of 20%.
Perfect. Thank you, Noa.
Thank you.
Okay, let's move on to Bar from Dishare.
Hey, hello everyone. I hope you're doing well. Okay, let's start. Imagine that you're, let's say, in New York, or basically no matter where, but let's take New York as an example. Let's concentrate in a specific spot, Bryant Park, and you want to eat. You don't even know exactly what. You want to find the exact dish that you're craving for. Today, the options are that you have more than 600 million platforms all around the world, blogs, magazines, newspapers, social media, and so on. It will take you around 20 minutes to decide what to eat and where. Most likely that you will order the same familiar dish. Think about yourself that you are in, again, Tel Aviv, New York, wherever you are around the globe. You have thousands of restaurants and thousands of dishes around you, but in the end, you probably will go to the same 5, 7, 10 restaurants that you're known familiar with. The satisfaction rate will be in the same level. We don't want to try new things. We're afraid to fail. The platforms that you can use today are reservation and table reservation platforms like OpenTable or Resi, Google Maps that we all know, of course, traveling platforms like TripAdvisor, of course, all the delivery aggregators like GrabApp, DoorDash, Simlash, and so on, Eater, and Timeout, and all those online magazines, Yelp as an aggregator, or Easy for those that are from Israel, and social media, as I said. Then when you already pick the place, then you need to pick from the menu. You have different kind of menu with picture, without picture, with ingredient that you know or that you don't know, if it's online or printed. And in the end, too many options. And I want to now to go to the other side, to the consumer side. Let's take the 26 years old woman, gymnastic professionalist, Israeli, eat kosher, like to eat outside, and she's now pregnant. And you have the 35 years old American programmer that sits all day and write a code, but he still likes to eat out probably around 5 days a week, as we know with Sibus and Temlis in Israel, basically lunch every day outside. And just another example from the other side, Chinese 60 years old person from when he travels, for example, but again, still wants to experience the local life. Our expectations, standard, feedback, and all those words here are different, which means that the bottom line, we all have different footprint, as we call it. We have culinary preferences, limitation, restrictions, allergies, diets, and we don't all like to eat the same food. And where it comes from, when I was in Japan with my wife, a few years ago in our honeymoon, I ate everything, meat as well, and I like to eat big portions. But she's vegetarian, or back then she was pescatarian, so she still eats fish. And it's small portions. So basically, we're flexible. We like to eat. We like to try new things, but still, we find ourselves looking for the right dish, the right location. It's a different language, different ingredients. Even the ramen, apparently in Japan, is based most of the time on beef stew and pork stew, which means it's not pescatarian friendly. And we spend hours of trying to find what to eat. Again, and I say we try Facebook and WhatsApp groups and TripAdvisor and Google Maps, and in the end, we struggle with it, and we spend a lot of time on it. And When we found a vegetarian place for her, then it made me become vegetarian, which I like better to be a carnivore. And the main problems that we're going to solve, already solving, by the way, is the decision fatigue. We have too many options, too many data resources, and as Noah said from 5Starz that helped me with it, 30% of the reviews are fake, as well as the rating. And you know, today when you get into Google Maps, let's take it as an example, when you see 4.5 stars from 5,000 reviews in a specific restaurant, great. Sometimes it works, sometimes not, but part of these people got free shot or free dessert just to rate 5 stars. And another reason that it's not reliable enough or personalized enough is that because who knows who rated this dish? Kids, adults, American, Israelis, again, our palettes, our footprint are different. And another reason, everything is much faster these days. We want to get the best dish and very quickly. Think about yourself when you don't have time to eat in your busy day and you start being hungry at 12, 1, 2 p.m. And then you need to start scrolling the delivery platforms and to know what to order. The bottom line is what we're doing is we create personalized dining experience that based on your unique culinary and nutritional footprint. Again, today, if both of us will open the delivery platforms, for example, most of the time we'll see around the same things. Their work and personalization and AI is not enough, and we know it very good. We talked with all of them, we understand what their needs as well, but think that you'll have your ID, your footprint, and when you log in to any platforms, if it's again TripAdvisor or a Walt, you'll see the relevant content only for you. If you don't like tomatoes, you won't see tomatoes. If you eat kosher, you're celiac, and you don't like olives, you won't see those dishes. So we created a native app to Android and iPhone, a marketplace, which is a B2C and B2B, because we also have the relationship with the restaurants and the delivery companies, but also with the end user that use the app. And based on, I gave here an example, Vivino for wine or Spotify for food. If you know them, think about Spotify, you follow other people that have the same music taste as you. You get the new songs that fit your profile every Sunday. So as well in dishes, you're able to see people who like Beatles, Led Zeppelin, and Queen like you probably would like Pink Floyd. You would get the same recommendations as them, or as Netflix do for TV. We're taking to the food and dining world, and we want to take them all the options to aggregate them in one place, to create personalization and filtering on it, and to match you with the relevant dishes for you. Just to understand the numbers, millennials eat around between 4 to 5 times a week outside in the US. Just some numbers in around $20 per meal. The market size is huge. Of course, the restaurant market, the delivery companies, and also the subscription box. And I will explain why in a second. But another angle of the business is the food safety and the personalization and nutrition and all around the diet that, again, each one of us has his own diet these days. I know that we have short time, so I will share the full deck later, but I'll jump only to the most relevant things. People spend a lot of time on it. People struggle with it. Most of the content today runs in social media. And most of the people, again, as they know from 5Starz said, would prefer peer-to-peer reviews when it comes to food. Think about you. Let's not go to extreme case that you're traveling and in New York and outside in a different part of the world. But let's say that you're in Tel Aviv, in your own neighborhood, and you want to go to eat in Florentine, the neighborhood next to you. You have all the platforms, you know how to use tech and apps, but still you have a friend that you trust from the same neighborhood. So you would probably ask him where to go, and what dish you order in this specific place. Compared to other companies, we're somewhere in the middle. Again, there are the POS, point of sales, social medias, the food reservation tables, and others, and we take one from each. Our team is I founded the company in March 2020, almost 2.5 years ago. At some point, these guys, a great company from Boston, joined the company as the CTO in the beginning, but then our relationship became wider. And today we have around 10 employees from their company, the UX UI designer, the Android programmer, and the Flutter, and so on. And this is the team basically, and it works really well. We have advisory board, very active, the professional in each subject that we needed. For example, the VP of sales of Yelp for 8 years from New Jersey. Someone, Chad, was the VP of customer experience in Vivino for 5 years. Inav Geffen, until 2 months ago, was the head of innovation for all North America Unilever from New Jersey as well. Yudi is, if you know him, is the CEO of Kaleido, professional in AI and machine learning, and Nadav from Israel as well, that founded and was a CEO for 8 years of the company Eat24, one of the first food delivery aggregators that was established in Silicon Valley and was sold 3 times to different companies. Yarden, probably you want to.
I opened my camera to make sure, yes, that we're wrapping up.
So I'll finish. I'll just say that our current status, we're after a POC with paying customers that was based on a personalized surprise food deliveries from restaurants around you. We started for something else, but then the second lockdown of COVID started, so we had to move to this. We have an app. We're active in New York. We have 11 billion menu items in the data. We know how to take footprint of individuals and to connect it with the right dish. We already know what we're going to do with the data and with the analytics in the future. We see the eating habits, the diets, and we can do a lot of things with it. Milestones as well. I'll just run very quickly. We have some design partners from the US, from one delivery company called Woodspoon, the other one Westfield. We're building it, but restaurant design partner. And we're already active. We're in the air. We got $300,000 investment already, and we want to raise another $1 million. And we have around 300 more committed from people from Singapore, Israel, Connecticut, and New York. And I have much more, but I'll send
we'll
you
be
later.
happy to share Bar's deck. So if you're interested, please feel free to contact me or Bar directly. I'm sorry, Bar.
No, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Okay. So thank you so much. And I want to invite, last but not least, Dvir from Nando.
Hey everyone, thank you, Yarden, for the introduction. So you can see my screen?
Yes, we can.
So as Yarden mentioned, my name is Dvir. I'm the CEO and co-founder of Nando. A little background about me: I've served in the Israeli army as a combat engineering officer. After my service, I've joined to Moked Matara Security Group, which is a family business that my father has established 30 years ago. I've joined them as a security advisor. And as a security advisor, your job is to build the security plans for sites that need to be secured. So when you come to a site and you need to decide which tools they need in order to be secure, you have 2 different kinds of security needs. The first is stationary and the second is dynamic tools. So the stationary tools is smart fence, security cameras, and any sensor basically that you install in your facility, and will monitor the place that you would like. Those tools, the stationary tools, have a big advantage by being stationary because they're sitting in the same spot and allow you to monitor your place, your perimeter, 24/7. But this is also their main cons, because when they're stationary, they have a lot of dead spots, and the intruders, the enemy, can learn how they walk and where they are located and try to overcome them. And this is something that we're facing in the security field every time. So you're trying to overcome this by using the dynamic tool, which is basically today, the only option that you have is a security guard. So his main goal is to go and trying to scan those places where the camera and the other sensor can't. Moreover, his main another job is to go and to react, to respond to an alarms and from the other security systems. But this model, this model is the only option that we have today, because we don't have really something to replace the security guards today. And this model has a big problem because the human being, us as a human, is not capable enough to do this mission, to do the patrol mission. And I will try to explain. We're very effective, we're very affected by tiredness, by routine. Moreover, we're not capable to see at night. We're not capable to see for a distance and to see beyond obstacles. And because of that, and we're seeing it every day, the human being is not the right things for that mission. So we have decided to solve this problem, and we have developed a system that will do those patrol missions in an autonomous way with a robot, which is a drone. So our system is based on a drone that sits inside a docking station that we have developed. The drone is sitting there and wait for a trigger. The trigger can be an alarm from a security system that you already have in your site, and it can be also a schedule, the same as you will define to your security patrol car. After the drone will get the trigger, it will go and scan the territory, the place that you would like, according to the trigger that you got. During the scan, we use a thermal camera and a visual camera in order to detect people, and vehicle. And we're using AI in order to auto-detect people, vehicle, smoke, fire, and other security breach that may be. All the drone, all the system is connected to a command and control center that we are operating here in Israel. When the drone will recognize something, an alarm will pop up in the command and control center. Over there, our operators will be able to see what the drone is seeing right now and to decide if this is a true alarm or false alarm. With that, they will react accordingly. If this is to call to a response team, to police, and so on, or just to tell the drone to continue with the scanning mission. By the end of the mission, the drone will go back to the docking station, and he will prepare himself to the next trigger. He will charge himself and keep him safe between the missions. So we are supplying this solution as a service. So in the beginning, we didn't really knew how the market will react to this kind of product. And when we have moved forward, we have recognized that the security people and the security managers doesn't really want to deal and to handle with the drones. And we have decided to sell it as a service. So it's very similar, even in the business model, to the patrol car, to the to the patrol guards. Those patrol guards is getting a monthly payment. So our drone is basically the same, getting the monthly payment, and we are handling all the operation and all the maintenance for that system. So I know it sounds like and it is the future of the security, but this future is already here because we already have paying customers, and I will try to show you now an example of some of our success. That the drone has caught a burglar and intruders in a real life event. So in this example, the drone is recognized for people that come close to the fence. This is Oranit town, if you know. The drone is a pop-up and alarm in our command and control center, and we have called the response team to come. In seconds, you will see the response team come from this road, and those people is laying down trying to hide from him. The absurd thing about it is that this patrol car is trying to find them. He coming there because we have told him there is people over there. And by the end of that, we have told him to go back and stop next to them, and we have guided exactly to them to catch them. We have a lot of success story during our operation, and the drone is really having really good results comparing the existing model. So we are running out of time. We're raising $3 million. This is a round. As I said, we already have paying customers, and I will be happy to continue and chat offline regarding more details. Thank you.
Thank you, Dvir. I noticed we got a question from someone. How long in time can the drone fly?
So the drone can fly for, it depends the specific model of the drone, but it's something 1 hour of a flight time. After the flight, you need to go back to the docking station and charge yourself to the next station.
And how long does it take to fully charge? Just so we have the complete picture.
It's a 1-to-1. 1 minute of flight time equal 1 minute of charging time.
Perfect. Thank you. Thank you, Dvir.
Thank you.
So yes, I know we're out of time for today, but I just wanted to thank you all again for joining us today. I had a great time hosting these demo days in the past 2 years. We truly believe that this is a great forum to connect founders and interesting startups with investors. And we've seen the conversion rate in our events in the past 2 years, and I know it's been amazing, and it's a great opportunity. So I want to thank you all again for taking the time to join us today. I want to thank Ayal, of course, for mentoring me and taking part in these events. And really, I'm just grateful. And yes, I'll be in New York. So if you're there, feel free to contact me. Thank you all again.
Thank you, everyone. Great presentations, everyone. Great presentations.
Great presentation. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.